So, last session, having completed the relic of Incendium, the group was then having to deal with a giant purple worm that was attacking the other group in the area. Having made it there, and with Electra fighting for it with the rest of Jinx's men, did some nice maneuvering and were able to take the worm that had been bothering the city down. Taking a couple
Worm.
poison and some tooth as a trophy for it. The group made it back to town, informed their success to the half-orc living in the town. What was his name again? Rug, to inform Pyronix that the task had been fulfilled. We're also given an invite to meet with the Baron the next day. Having quite exhausted from their day, the group went back to the inn and turned in for the night, where, in his dreams, Victor is greeted by Pyronix herself again. Actually, I should...
Back to godly realm. Realm of the gods.
That one. Are you doing Roll20?
Roll 20, roll 20.
As it do.
Yep.
As it did.
Roll 20, don't even know what it's doing.
There we go.
Let's try the roll 20. It failed. Roll a natural 1.
The red.
Oh, it's the red room.
It burns.
Ah, Victor, she goes. Seems you have completed the task and acquired that power of the relic for yourself. May I see your proof of it?
Victor will hold out the little major blessing, the little fireball relic.
Ah, good. May you bring it to me, please?
I'm assuming our deal still stands as he takes a step forward.
Yes, of course.
There you go.
He takes it out and grabs it. Ah. As she kind of like, some power surges over it. As the flame in it turns from a reddish flame to a purple one. He tosses it back to you.
It was snatched out of the air very nonchalantly.
Ah, very well. The relic has become mine instead of my father's. I must ask, how did the avatar of my father behave in there when you were doing the challenge inside?
How would I put it? Only not looking up a synonym. Yeah, I would say melancholy, gloomy.
Depressed?
Overall, there you go.
Yes, that sounds about right. Given the time I think he made these relics. Glad it wasn't that one. That one wouldn't have been fun.
Alright, so I do have to ask, if you don't mind sharing, what exactly is the beef between you and your father? What is... We've done enough deals by now. I think I've earned a little bit of trust of that.
Well, I feel I can tell you part of the thing as, well, he hasn't really been doing his job as the god as he's supposed to. Have you heard of the Fooey Fooey erupting any time recently?
Don't think I have.
Exactly. Have you heard of any mountain volcanoes erupting anytime recently?
Victor will think on it, but he's pretty sure he hasn't, but no, but he's digging real deep to think if he's heard of anywhere where any firestorms or mountains exploding anytime.
Hey, give me
Anytime
a history
in his
check
lifetime.
with disadvantage.
All right. That is a 22.
No, you would not heard of any volcanoes on this continent erupting in since Fui Fui the few years ago it did.
Well, come to think of it, no, I haven't. Except for that one time. But that's about it.
And that was about the last time he did in anger. Let's just say it has to deal with my mom's death, and I'm going to leave it at that. Even though she was mortal, she didn't die naturally. I think he would have accepted that.
Victor will pry a little further and ask, it wouldn't have to have anything to do with our mutual, with our, what the heck was his name again? The Lich.
Trying to remember if you ever mentioned him in front of her.
Yeah, actually, no, I couldn't think of it. I don't think we have mentioned in front of him. Or who we're fighting against.
And you drop his name. You dropped his actual name, correct?
Well, the name he goes by. Because the only name Victor knows him by.
Okay. As she starts looking at you with kind of anger. How do you know his name?
Let's say he's been him and his associates have been a major thorn in our side as well. I was trying to get he's got at least a couple of my companions blamed for murder, and amongst numerous other crimes.
As she calms down after you say that, okay, you're not on his side. Good.
No, we're absolutely not friends.
Okay, then I will divulge more, since you're on his shit list as he is on mine. He killed my mother.
I would do it.
Not just in killed her, he took her soul. She cannot be reborn.
I'm sure my condolences mean nothing, but you have them anyway. But yeah,
Because you do know the path of what the All-Father has for the universe and the world and souls, correct?
Victor? No. He does not.
I'll let you do a religion check with disadvantage on this.
Understandable.
Because you would still maybe potentially heard this.
Religion. Where is my religion? There it is. 14.
Well, you know, the thing you remember about the All-Father, his thing is destruction and rebirth. When you die, basically, you come back.
Yeah, you're reincarnated.
Yes, that is. Souls go through a cycle between planes, realms, stuff like that. So your soul gets recycled between this realm, the next realm. You have no memory of it, but it's to help to keep balance in the worlds and the realms. Unless the soul is devoured in some capacity. Liches do that.
And yeah, he's been around long enough to know how to disrupt that cycle. Would make sense. He's apparently on a lot of people's shit list.
Do you know what a phylactery is?
It's a phylactery, as far as you come to know it, is something a soul is bound to keep it from passing on. Usually, it's what a lich uses to stay alive, and that's about the long and short of it.
Yep, and those are powered by other human souls. They are. The stronger the soul's bound to the person, the longer it'll last in there, too.
We'll explain also why he hasn't killed me, or, well, mostly me, by this point. wants to have.
He
a
looks
sword.
at your side to the where the sword would be. I think it's more because of
Yeah.
your sword.
Yeah, well, obviously, but I feel like the other side would be a 2-for-1 special.
Anyways.
Or one's a primary the primary want, the other's a perk. I think you can guess which is which.
Anyways, I did change the way the blessing of that relic works. It no longer, I believe it would let you cast a fireball spell. Now it lets, I'm going to make it so you can change a Gnarl into a Hellhound for a bit in combat. I'm not sure if I'll have to change that on your sheet here quick.
You probably do.
I'll do it later since you shouldn't fight today, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, there should be 3 more relics of my father's out there. Watch out for the one he's angry in. That one's not going to be fun.
I'll take your word for it. Given our last meeting, I can only imagine what an angry fire god would look like. Searing, boiling mad, in ways not comprehensible in most mortal beings. Yeah, that sounds about right. If I'm correct.
Yeah, that was the last one this was the least, words. This was the most recent one he made. The other 3 he made before that are lost to where they are right now. Made them after Mom was killed, basically. If you get why there's 4 of them. I'm saying that above game. I'm saying that as her. So.
Yeah. Okay, no, I get that. I'm just trying to say if there's 4 of them, they're not related to. Yeah, I think I follow so far. More about
above game.
events than
5
anything
stages
else.
of grief. He hasn't accepted it yet.
Okay, yeah.
I'm saying that above game. So.
Sorry, there's
Wow.
something that. Hey, it's got nonsense, and gods tend to have a major effect on the world, whether they like it or not.
Luckily, stuff hasn't gotten bad where the balance of the world is in danger, but I still need to get him. Need to usurp his position and do his job. I know how he feels. I've come to accept that my mom is gone. He hasn't yet. Hey, if I can kill that stupid lich in the process, all the better.
That is the goal. So, at the very least, it's good to know we have more people on our side than well, I wouldn't say on his, but it helps. Every little bit helps.
Yes, if you ever get into a fight with him, if you can contact me and I can make it, I will gladly come aid you if you help me deal with my father in the future. Or whichever comes first, who knows?
Well, we won't know until we get there. And Victor will give a very humble bow. Saying, yeah, again, thank you for your aid. It'll be needed.
It was mutual. You helped me as well.
Well, as far as the other, let's see, this is 1, so that means there should be 3 more, because he hasn't gotten to the 5th portion. You would have to know where the next one would be.
She shrugs. If I knew, I'd let you know to help, or let some of my other followers go after it.
Well,
Possible they're in areas enchanted by wizards to block external forces.
Makes sense. Nothing can be easy. Well, keep me informed, and we'll do our best to retrieve them.
Now, give that cute puppy of yours some pets for me. He's cute.
No, it gets a lot. Actually, I think I can sell him to his world, can I?
It's kind of a semi-dream sequence, so it's hard to say.
Well, if our business is due, again, thank you kindly.
Very well. I'll let you get back to your meeting with that Baron that Rug told me about.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about the Baron, would you? Anything I should know about before walking in? Just on the off chance. Words of
Unfortunately,
advice?
I do not.
Well, maybe Rogue might know.
He'd be
Guess
the
you're
better
already-
person to ask, because he, lives there.
So at this point, Victor will conclude his business.
Okay. You kind of
Try and
snaps
wait
your
back in.
fingers. And you're back in the bed in the inn with
Everyone else.
So I'm gonna have everyone roll initiative to who wakes up first.
I think if I remember correctly, Lyric was sharing a room with what's her name?
Electra, yep.
Electra. Mountain Blood had a room of his own because he needed a large bed to himself, and it was me, Victor, and Pupper in the last one.
I believe that sounds about right.
Alright.
And you said initiative, so you wakes up first.
Hoping. Yeah, 4. Good, perfect. That gives me time to write.
I've got a 17.
Okay.
19.
15.
Okay, so it'll be Mountain Blood, Lyric, Nildir, and Victor. So, Mountain Blood, since you had to get a room of your own, you wake up in your room. It's just starting to crest dawn, so it's still a little chilly out, but starting to warm up a bit.
So I'm gonna just exit out of my room and head towards the main area. Was this upstairs or downstairs for my room?
I'll say you're on the second floor.
Okay, so I'll head downstairs and go to the main. Was there a tavern downstairs?
Yeah, there was a kind of a bar in there. You see that same orc. Oh, what was he? Half orc that was running it behind the counter. Morning, big guy.
Morning.
What can I get you for breakfast?
Oh, anything special going for breakfast, or just same old, same old? Eggs, bacon, ham, all that wonderful stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll just take that. That'll be good.
One breakfast platter coming up. So, word around town is you're gonna get to meet with the Baron today.
So it seems.
Yes, you dealt with that annoying worm that's been attacking a few people heading off to the mines. Good to see it dead.
Right. Hopefully that'll provide more traffic and trade for the future.
Indeed. Breakfast is on the house for you today.
Well, appreciate it.
So basically, around the tavern, you don't see really anybody in here yet. It looks like you're the first person to wake up besides, like, workers in it. You see a couple other half-orcs working in the kitchen back there. See one kind of cleaning it. Getting set up for the day for other people coming in later. No one really catches you are. You don't see any of Jinx's group yet.
Kind of quiet in here.
It's still early. You got up pretty early.
Yeah.
I think the
usually
other
doesn't
main
happen.
group staying here are, they were also got an invitation from the Baron, but haven't... I noticed one of them, their group didn't come back.
Oh.
You knew that. Remember?
Mhm. Oh, I'm just trying to make conversation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not used to being the first one up, so this is new.
You're the heavier sleeper, your convoy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So you must have some fun stories of combat. What you got for me to tell? Got to tell it to me.
Just ponders for a bit.
And if you want, you can give me a performance check to judge the story up.
Yeah. Performance. If it loads.
Roll 20.
Okay, there we go. Performance, which I should be proficient at.
Okay, so you give
21.
him a good description of the fight of Arcturus that made you kind of a known war hero throughout the Empire. Because that story doesn't make it that far out here that often. So as you're regaling him that story, Lyric, you wake up in your room. Give me a perception check.
Perception. That's 19.
Electra's already woken up and gone.
How was Lyric's trance?
Nothing special, just a normal trance like you normally have.
Okay.
You don't know when Electra left.
Lyric's not going to be worried about Electra, so she's just going to start getting herself ready for the day. She's going to put on some nice little makeup and start to do some tuning of her lute and lyre. And she's going to head downstairs when she finishes preparing. That takes her about half hour to get that all done and trimmed and ready to go.
But when you get down there, you see Mountain Blood kind of like standing on a stool, regaling of like the fight he had before, one of the fights he had before you met him, to the bartender. Like he's
Lyric's
really
gonna
getting into
see
the
this.
performance.
Lyric's going to see this, and she's going to pull out her lute and help him.
Enhance the overall experience. Makes it sound like I was the most amazing person out of the entire group.
That's a soft 20 on her lute performance.
So that's going to turn that performance into a 27 now. I'll give him retroactive advantage to it.
Yeah.
As now everyone else in the bar is now, it's like, the people that were like cleaning up the table and stuff had sat down just to listen to it. You see one of the cooks kind of like halfway like frying some scrambled eggs, not watching, just listening to the story. And you don't really know the story here because, like I said, it was before you met the group.
That's okay. Lyric's just going to make sure his story is told as awesomely as possible.
Yeah.
The Ballad of Mountain Blood. It will become to be known as.
No, the Ballad of Blood Mountain, because it sounds even more intimidating.
That it does. So as you wrap up the performance, as he finishes the story of the destruction of the Lich and his armies, you hear the bartender go, "Morning, miss. Suppose you'd like some breakfast?"
Lyric just stands there thinking for a second what she wants for breakfast. Just waiting to see if he had anything made or pre-made or suggests what they can make.
Is there anything you'd like? I know we have the basic, eggs and bacon or sausage and stuff like that, but we could make it differently if you'd like.
He just kind of thinks,
I know we haven't gotten any fresh bread. We got some day-old bread. We can make some funky toast with it.
Funky toast.
She looks at him. Do you have like potatoes and like onions and stuff?
Yeah, we should have a few that have been brought in from some of the caravans from the others from Altair.
Do you have a skillet?
One of the half orcs cooking goes, "Yes, I can cast iron." Holds up a frying pan.
She just looks at him and she sprints to the back. All right, I got this idea. Do you have any like cheese?
Yeah, I think we have a little bit. Yes, it's harder to keep in the desert.
She looks at him. She goes, "Okay, so what if we fry like some really fine shredded like potatoes and onions and like with the sausage and egg, but we keep it in the in the fry pan and we cover it with cheese and we put it in the oven."
Huh. I think we have some really good hard cheddar that keeps better here because it's low moisture. That would work good. The
Sounds
half
like
orc that's
fun.
kind of back here cooking goes. We got some bacon grease to line the pan so it doesn't stick. That'd be good. Add that nice smokiness to it, right?
Lyric just goes up to him with like the fist clenched and the stars in her eyes. That's genius.
Okay, let me go grab that cheese. Points to the other kind of person there cooking. Start getting the potatoes prepared and onions. We might be onto something here.
Sounds like an omelet.
I think you're referring to like a
No.
quiche or a... What is
This
the
is
other
even
thing?
better than an omelet. It's a goddamn baked skillet.
A baked breakfast skillet of the gods.
Who wants to eat skillet? That's weird.
You never had a big skillet before? They serve you the whole skillet.
Ugh, but trying to eat the skillet would be hard. It's all metal and whatnot.
Well, that's why you need metal teeth.
An iron jaw, if you will.
So, Nildir, you're awoken to
Yes.
something smelling really good, smoky, and cheesy.
Oh, damn. Well, question. Just very minor touch question. Because
Okay.
I'm the only one who's I'm one of the only people who's sharing room other than Lyric and Electra's already gone. Does anything stand out, whether either Victor, Pup, or anything just in the room other than the smell stand out when I wake up?
Victor seems to be talking to himself slightly.
That's kind of usual for him.
Repeating kind of, you can hear some of the stuff he was saying in the conversation he had earlier with Pyronix.
Just kind of little half mutterings.
Yep.
Well, just listen for a minute, just see if I can piece any little bits together before, like, yeah, if it's important, he'll tell us later.
Okay, give me an Arcana check.
That Arcana. 22.
Yeah, there's something magical going on here. It's like he has a temporal body someplace else right now.
Ah, man, he's fucking astral projecting.
Essentially, yes, that's what he's doing. He's forcibly being astral projected right now. Because you can sense radiant Arcana energy off of him right now.
So he got an astral projection phone call from more god bullshit. Alright. But what is that smell? Gotta find out what that smell is.
As you head downstairs, you see back in the kitchen, Lyric and the half orc chef are just just going crazy for something back there.
It's gonna take a look at Mountain Blood. Do I even want to know what Lyric is doing?
They're just coming up with something that sounded like really, really good. They're doing a combo of different different. Can't talk. Different ingredients to really class it up a little bit.
Words are hard for everyone today.
Whatever it is, it smells delicious.
Mm-hmm. It's heavenly. It's making me hungry again.
Whatever that is, I need one.
Right as you say that, they pull one of the skillets out of the oven. Ooh, this looks... The orc goes, ooh, that smells good, and that cheese is just starting to brown and get crispy on the top. It's gonna be so gooey.
What in the hells is that?
Lyric?
It's a big skillet with onions and potatoes and sausage and bacon grease and eggs and cheese.
It's everything for breakfast in one plate mixed together.
Okay.
Now, do we serve this to one per person, or do we cut it up into sections to give to people like a pie?
Lyric looks at him. We put it in the table in the center, and everyone gets a spoon.
Everyone gets the spoon. Whoa.
No. We leave it, onto a plate so the crispy side on the bottom's presented on top then? That'd be good. Or they just eat it out of the
That
skillet.
might work. I'd say they get their own little plate and they do it.
Oh,
Let's
so
just
you're
go-
talking about a big, like a serving, like a larger spoon. They just scoop some out onto their own plates. Is that what you're saying?
It's like self-serve.
Let's take it to a table and dig in. As basically everyone, you take it out to a table, plop it down. One of the other chefs brings out a bunch of plates for everyone. Like, everyone gets some. The server is the bartender. They set aside one for Victor because they know he's coming down. Should be coming down soon. Dig in. The first person takes, like, a spoon out of it and pulls out the cheese. Like, stereotypical pizza commercial. It's just cheese pulling out of there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And sets it down on one of the plates onto Lyric's plate because he gets first sample. Give me it'd be a good check for this.
Probably survival.
Yeah, survival check to see how this actually turned out.
Ah,
Or would it be performance?
that's a
for
12.
12. Okay, luckily the person you were cooking with rolled pretty good too, so averages out. So this is real good. It's got all the potatoes and onions on the bottom got nice and crisp from being on there in that cast iron skillet with the bacon fat. So that part is like crunchy. The egg center is kind of good and really whipped up, so it's good and airy, and got all the stringy cheese in it with the bits of sausage in it. It was like crunch, chew, drool. Not the best food you've ever had, but it's up there. As the bartender does a scoop and starts eating to it, that's good. That's really good. Who else is going to take some?
Yes.
Here.
Yeah, as I described it to Lyric, about the same thing.
Oh, that's good.
Should market this. Make a killing.
It's got to be part of the regular menu.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to get a couple more cast iron skillets to go in this to make this. Well, good thing we're a mining town with an iron mine. They're cheap
And you
here.
you got to figure out a way to be able to carry and hold more cheese.
Yeah, cheese is hard to come by here because it doesn't. It's hard to keep it fresh, but
Yeah, if you can find some way to do that a little bit more effectively, then this would be a super easy thing.
Cheese.
Get together with some of the see if you can either if there are any local mages around or see if you can get some mages from nearby settlements and they might be able to put something together, something that can art magically keep a storage room chilled.
Or maybe
yeah.
some dwarves could craft something out
Or
of
maybe
stone
yeah,
to
those
keep it low temp.
crafty dwarves.
Hmm.
Well, could always try to get a few more cold crystals to make a better storage space to get it. But it's still hard to get cheese out here.
Yeah.
Cheese don't age well out here.
At least the high moisture stuff doesn't keep the best. But anyways, with that, Victor, you wake up. You're in your room alone. Something smells really good coming from downstairs.
Richard will get up, go to go and wash his face in whatever little communal like water bowl, which he'll just fill up with his decanter of water that he has. All right, it does smell really good. And but first he'll summon Pupper.
Upper is summoned.
Yeah, and sounds like there's got some delicious downstairs. And I'll pick him up and give him like tuck under his arm. How about we go get something to eat before we meet the Baron, huh? And he'll
Yep,
just
yep.
give him some back scratches. Right,
As
you
the
know,
back
right-
leg starts
like
doing
right behind
that
the ear.
flop thing like they do when you scratch just the right spot.
Little kicky motion.
Perfect way for transferring puppers just underneath the arm.
Hmm.
As long as
Yeah.
it's not a really big dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, luckily he's not that big of a dog yet.
For now.
He's not at Clifford
now.
proportions
Dun,
yet.
dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Size is a
Yeah.
hellhound.
I think they're like medium to large, somewhere in between the two. I think it's definitely medium if I had to guess.
Medium.
Medium? Yeah.
Yep.
So he would currently be small at best.
I'd say if he becomes a hellhound, it'd be about Saint Bernard size.
Yeah. Big dog. But for now, they're just going to head down. Well, after he gets fully dressed in his uniform.
As you go downstairs, you see pretty much everyone in the bar is around one table eating something.
Mm. So I'm assuming Lyra did her magic again. Came out with another delicious dish.
Yes, it's really good. There should be just enough left for you. The bartender goes.
I look around. It's like,
Excellent.
Victor, get down here. We saved some for you.
Victor will head down, but first he's going to. Well, first off, what's the What'd you say the primary meat was it in this?
Sausage.
Sausage? Alright, so he's going to fish out a little piece and pass it over the pupper. I think everything Larry mentioned, there's nothing in it that's. I can't say poisonous dog since he's a familiar. He's a little hellhound. Whatever. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with hell or high water. He'll pass a little bit over to him, and so let him have some. He deserves a treat after everything, just everything that he's been through. He's been a good boy. Before Victor will dig in himself.
Well, technically, did he die the last fight? I don't remember.
I didn't. I forget now. I think he did get a.
He got hurt, but I don't think he died.
No, yeah, he was down to 1 HP. Got real close though, and Victor did not take that lightly. He took it personally, if we're counting. But
But yeah,
yes,
the skillet dish that they made is really good. Nice, like I said, nice crispy bottom, good fluffy eggs, gooey cheese, sausage.
I'm hoping the Baron doesn't want to have us sit down for anything during our meeting, because I'm going to fill up on this honestly. Although, Victor will ask the bartenders, do you have any sweet dishes to go alongside this?
Looks over to the chef. You know, if you have anything in back that's sweet for a side dish? I think we got some.
Got any baklava?
What?
Basically, I heard it's a delicacy around here. It's around out in these parts. Think a pastry that has nuts and sweet syrup.
I can see if I can whip up something like that.
Yeah, and Victor will give like a description, like a quick description of it.
I'll go see what I can whip up as the chef goes in back. You gotta hear it. Let's see if I can find something in this older recipe book.
While they're doing that, Victor will go in for a group huddle with the party. Well, minus Electra, because he knows Electra's not there at the moment, or at least or at the very least, he's here skulking about doing her own thing, or sneaking up on him. One of the two, one of the three. I can count. I swear I can count.
Group huddle.
All right. So hey, we're gonna be meeting the Baron today. Gonna need the whole team there, and everyone's on their best behavior. I mean it this time. Mostly because I don't know what we're going to be exactly walking into. I'm hoping praise most likely, but given our little desert escapade with a what is it? With it? He just be on your toes. Just keep eyes open, and on guard.
Oh, hey, before I forget,
Mhm.
I get sidetracked by that amazing breakfast. We're gonna have to have that again before we leave town.
Oh, definitely. I'm getting some for rations.
But before I forget, after we're done meeting with the Baron, let's have a little talk.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
There's something we should probably talk about, but we'll save that for when we're done with the Baron.
Ominous, but sure thing. Other than that, Victor will return. Will return to his meal.
You hear it kind of yell from the back. Baklava, it's in this recipe book. Cool. And I got all the stuff to make it. Yells out, I'll get some of that down for you as soon as I can.
Excellent. Good. Figure something sweet and savory tends to go pretty well together, and that at the very least, if they don't have it ready, it'd be something nice to pick up on the way back.
Oh, look, yeah, this does take a while. I probably won't have it ready for you till later.
So, quick question, Mr. Timmy G, above board. When was the
Yes.
summon supposed to be for like first thing in the morning or
It is
first of the
basically a spell that's you can turn him into a hellhound for 1
or
minute per day.
no, not that. I meant
Oh.
the Baron and our summons for the Baron.
What
Oh,
time
yeah.
are we supposed to meet with the Baron?
You were gonna
Is
have
it like
I think I
noon,
said
morning?
an envoy was gonna come to meet with you sometime today.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we were. 'Cause I forgot we were supposed to meet up back at the I guess palace.
Yeah, you're supposed to meet up
Manor?
there at a
Yeah.
time. Just you're gonna have I believe I remember a person was gonna bring you a summons
Okay.
because they knew you were staying here.
Yeah. So that tells Victor exactly how much time they have to prepare.
So on that note, some bigwig, one of the guards you saw outside the palace, drops in. I assume you must be Victor.
And Victor would do a short salute. Yeah, that would be correct, sir.
Ah, good, good. I was told the Baron wishes to meet with you today. Whenever you are ready around noonish would be a good, ideal time for the meeting today.
We'll be there.
Good.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
have to
for,
excuse us.
as I say, thank you for dealing with that worm. It has been a trouble to our citizens for much time. For a long time.
Is this the envoy?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I was remembering that heard correctly.
Yeah, like I said, he's in the armor that you saw the palace guards have. It is above the normal city, like a fancier version of the city guards you see.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the message, but I actually do have one question for you before you return to the Baron's estate.
Sure, I have time.
It's just a quick, simple question. Do you know if the Baron has any particular tastes in either delicacies or specialty little trinkets or items so we can show up with perhaps a little gift to stay in his good graces? Not show up empty-handed?
Hmm. He is a collector of old antiques, if I recall.
Oh, I've got this then. Thank you for the information.
Yes, I'm more of an outside guard, so I don't deal with him as directly as some of the other guards do.
True.
Sorry, I couldn't
Just in,
give you more
yeah.
information than that.
It still helps. Sometimes guards talk and the little tidbits of information get passed around.
Yes, that is true, but I am not much of a what's the word I'm looking for? Gossip man.
Understood.
Ooh, my wife, on the other hand, don't get her going, but
Mm.
anyways, I have to head back to post. I will see you at the palace later today. As he kind of hands Victor like a scroll.
Like a letter of introduction, not a letter, but a mark of introduction saying, "Hey, we're here."
Yeah, just proof
we're
to
here
make
to
sure
the
you
Baron.
are who you say you are.
Yep, and Victor will tuck that away.
I do have a question for you, Timmy G.
Above game?
Yes.
Okay.
Mechanic type question, dealy. I have those coins, the ancient coins that are kind of radiating a bit with time magic, right?
Yes.
Is there a way that I'd be able to take one of those coins and either take in or disperse or nullify it, or like would a dispel magic type of deal work? so that I could just have a nice presentable coin without it having like weird funky magic on it.
Okay, yeah, if you want to, you can go to your room and give me or you can do it right in the main area. I don't care. You can do an Arcana check to see what you can do.
Because if I can demagic one of these coins, it might be a nice little trinket, especially since he likes ancient things. And Arcana, you said?
Yep.
24.
Yeah, basically you think that
So
the ring you made to contain the pieces of those time stones is made
Mhm.
of the same material as this coin and, dragon scale. Think maybe you can siphon the time magic from this into that ring.
Or hell, I don't need the coins to be magical. The coins being magical just makes them dangerous. Would I be able to just pile up the coins and basically siphon the magic out of the coins into the ring?
Basically, yes, you should be able to do that. It will
I'm gonna
take another Arcana check though.
Okay. And do I get any kind of special bonus advantage on this or anything with
Great check.
all right. 12.
Okay, you try to pull the magic out of all of the coins at the same time, and you can't seem to do it.
All right, if I can give it just one more go on one coin, at least I can deal with the rest later, if you'd allow it.
Okay, that I will.
So I can have at least one presentable coin with a 23.
Yep, when you're focusing more on one coin, you're able to draw it out of the coin and into your ring. As the ring kind of pulses a couple times when you do that.
Just kind of little waves, little shakes up the arm kind of deal from the ring
Yep.
kind of deal. Okay, it's a little bit. We have to deal with the rest of these later. That's something right there. I'll just separate the coin, put it in my pocket, keep it separate from the other ones.
Yep, you feel as if you would have maybe been able to do all the coins left at the same time. It might have messed with your time equilibrium again and frozen you in time for a bit.
Fair, a little bit too much at once. Got it. Well, I'll just hold up the one demagic coin. Well, if the Baron likes antiques, he's going to love this.
Does anyone wish to do anything before you head up to the Baron's mansion palace?
Other than make sure Vitter's armor is, he's gonna clean his armor and make sure it's nice and presentable. Less little dinged up. That's about it.
It's magic armor, so it takes a lot to actually damage it. It just gets dirty easy.
Yeah.
So basically, you give it a
Yeah.
good spit shine, wash off all the sand and monster guts off of it from the purple worm, the soot from
Yeah.
some of the fire you took in the temple. So
Okay.
it's nice and shiny.
Yeah.
The sun hits it right, it's gonna blind somebody.
I mean, it's dark. It's black armor, so it's not like it's less
Oh,
likely to.
oh, Lyric.
yes.
I do not have the capability myself. Do you happen to have what I'd basically call magical cleaning with some prestidigitation?
She looks at him, thinks about her spells. Nope.
No.
Hmm.
All right,
Good
worth
roll.
a shot. Kind of clean any other little bits of the worm gunk off his nice robes.
I don't think anyone has prestidigitation in this group.
Nope.
I thought I would have, but I didn't take it as a cantrip for some reason. I've got mending. I can mend things, but I can't clean things.
Yeah, you can at least repair the couple holes your thing had.
Yeah.
There is one person in your group that does have prestidigitation.
And she's gone, right?
No, he is off somewhere being insane.
No.
Dilethotep
No.
has prestidigitation.
God, of course he did. But he probably uses it for other nefarious shit.
Oh, yes, he does. He's the one that does the opposite and makes everything dirty. It can do that.
Oh God, why do my eggs taste like bile?
Anybody else want to do anything then? Or are we going to head to the manor?
Mountain Boy's just gonna do a quick dust off and grab the old great axe, and then be good to go. Just a quick one, nothing too crazy, because it'll probably get messed up anyway.
Okay. So, as everyone's walking to the palace, give me a perception check.
Walking.
To the estate of the Baron.
And-
Roll that beautiful bean footage. 21. It's like the exact opposite of last Sunday when I was rolling complete shit all night.
21 for Lyric as well.
Yeah. So as you're walking, you feel Victor and Lyric. You feel someone kind of put their arms around their shoulders. Time to meet with the Baron. Then is it, guys? As Electra walks up on you, she had a 29 to stealth there, but
Yeah, I would have needed a nat 20 to have a chance of seeing her.
yeah, you would have.
I think I did see her last time with a nat 20 when she snuck back into the room.
That is pretty much the only way anyone will ever see her. Her slight,
Or unless
her
she rolls
her
complete
stealth.
shit.
There's her stealth. That wasn't the roll I got, but
Oh dear God.
Jesus.
Unless she nat ones.
yep. That's the only
Yep.
way most people are going to see her, is you either nat 20 or she somehow nat ones. If you haven't figured something out about her yet.
Victor's
Yeah,
not even
she's
surprised.
obviously a barbarian.
Yeah, Victor's not even surprised by this anymore. You didn't see her coming. It's just more like, this is just expected now. This is just the norm.
Been doing a little digging on Mr. Baron Paul here for you this morning.
And what'd you turn up, Electra?
Well, there's a lot of really old things in his manor, but that's kind of common knowledge. He hasn't really left it in... No one's seen him outside of there in 7 months.
Ooh, spooky.
You saying he's potentially either dead or the whole...
Oh no, he just hasn't left the house, his palace,
No,
in 7 months.
He's just a recluse.
Yeah, I was to say.
Oh, you just had said no one had seen him in 7 months, so I didn't know if that meant...
Seen him
he's
outside of
either
the
dead
palace
or-
in 7 months. I said that poorly.
It's like, so he's either dead and they're masquerading that he's still alive, or he's just being a recluse shut in.
And he's been making sure he's guarded 24/7. And he's the one that's basically... But 7 months ago, when he started staying in Saddle Time, he forced anyone that dies has to have their body cremated within 24 hours.
I get what's going on. He's scared of our mutual friend. He must have feelers out in the area. Or someone doing his bidding has feelers out in the area, and he doesn't want people raising the corpses.
Yeah,
Something's got him spooked.
Feeling it has something to do with that undead thing we fought out in the desert on our way here.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I didn't want to go in just unprepared.
And do you
Yeah,
have
like-
your summons from him?
The parchment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that thing's probably going to go off shortly, but it shouldn't hurt you.
But yeah, but at this point, Victor has both that and the tooth. The long purple tooth, just you know.
Something that's
Right.
supposed to. He kind of looks at you. She looks at you, Neil dear. You don't have anything undead with you right now, do you?
With me, no. We had that one thing, but that was in one of the relics, and it's gone.
Yes. Well, that summons is a insurance policy. It's gonna. Basically, it's something that'll try to destroy any undead within so far of a distance or cause severe damage to them. Yeah, he's trying to hide from something.
Nope, I don't have anything undead with me.
Good. Well, like I said, the points to that you Victor. That is a scroll of basically a special kind of turn undead. It's gonna go off when we get into the thing, but it won't affect us in any way.
Good to know.
Anyways, let's get going then. As you arrive at the same place, you see, once again, you see a bunch of people lined up with pots and stuff to get water from the fountain here.
Mhm.
Same kind of line as always. For me to imagine, it's basically like this all day.
Yeah, given the fact it's like the primary water source within what 1,000 miles, or at least 100 miles.
Probably.
Yeah, like I said, that tracks.
As you approach the garage, the main entrance. Halt! What business do you have with the Baron's manor?
We have a summons from the Baron himself.
Ah,
And
very well.
Victor-
Do you hand him the thing?
Yeah, Victor will present the summons from his inner shirt pocket.
The guard kind of takes it, opens it. Everyone, give me an Arcana check.
That's a 24.
19.
And I'll say with
Natural
advantage
one.
because you know something was going to happen with this thing.
19 then.
Hildir, were you rolling Arcana?
Oh, sure, sorry. I definitely can roll an Arcana. Just had to get my sheet back open because roll 20 was being a little roll 20-ish.
Yeah.
And Arcana 13.
Yeah, everyone. Well, actually, Nilder, you don't notice this, but everyone else noticed when that guard opens it. You saw him do kind of like a little hand motion as a pulse of energy. It's kind of invisible, but since you knew it was coming, there kind of pulsate from it and kind of spread throughout the area you're in. Yes, Victor, we were expecting you in your group. And when he kind of does like a stomp with his spear as the gate kind of starts sliding open.
All right. On to business. And Victor will step through once the gate is fully open.
Enter the when you reach the front door, knock 3 times.
Victor will not knock 3 times. Got it.
As you approach the manor itself, it's basically a bunch of like clearly made out of basically stone from the area, kind of carved out of here, very meticulously put together, really ornate kind of designs of kind of like you can see a bunch of designs of the like worms on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Come up to it's a big wooden door, a bunch of ornate metal on it. You see a giant knocker in the shape of what would be a good like a lion's mouth with the knocker in its mouth.
Yeah. Neat. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say Victorian at this point. At this point, something more of something older than that. So what would be the equivalent? Anyway, continue on. I'm using.
Okay, so yeah, you're at the door.
Victor will take the knocker and knock 3 times as instructed.
As you do that, you hear the door start going. As it kind of creaks open. You see an older elfish gentleman goes, greetings. I was told to expect you. You must be Victor and the group that dealt with the part of the group that dealt with the purple worm the other day, are you not?
Correct. Victor Felmont of I'm forgetting our own freaking mercenary company.
Canis Fortuna.
Fortuna. Yeah, thank you. It's been a hot minute.
Ah, yes, I will escort you to the waiting room. The Baron will be with you shortly. As he kind of like does the butler bow, kind of gestures you in.
Roughly how old does this butler look?
In elven terms, what do elves?
They live a while. Like
They're like 350 years old,
that was it.
usually.
It's yeah. I remember something of the triple digits. But yeah, 350 is about right.
He looks about 600 years old because they live around 700.
750.
He is an
Yeah.
old elf.
About 600? Yeah, according to at least the compendium, it says they can live to be about 750.
Elves, man, I swear.
It is an honor to meet you, gentlemen. My name is. Should have thought of this earlier.
Gaston.
Alfred. Pennyworth.
Rhone. I have
Rhone.
served the Baron of this city for. My family served the Baron for the city many years. Back when it was still under the old Dragonsbane Kingdom. The current Baron, Paul, here, has been in charge of the. Was in charge when the rollover happened.
Oh.
What was
I
that?
see. But now they're all just chanting Paul. And how long? As I'm assuming this, the butler is leading us to the Baron's
Study, private chamber,
Sitting room,
somewhere.
private
sitting
sanctum,
room.
sitting room. Yeah. As he's leading there, Victor will try and strike up him. So how exactly long has that been? I know. I don't know how long. How long has your lord been Baron in these parts anyway?
I'd say he came to power a good 30 years ago.
That would have been right. He's just checking his internal notes. So that would have been right around during the Dragonsbane War.
Yes.
War between the Empire and Dragonsbane.
When did that actually happen again? Let me check my notes. No, that happened 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Yep, but he has been here. He's been the Baron for about
Baron.
30.
So yes, definitely been it's definitely been in his lifetime. So all right, that tracks. Hmm.
His family, the Rhone family, discovered the oasis here around the time when I was a young elf. Looks over at Lyric. About your age, miss. And they
Whoa.
helped me when I was lost in the desert, so I've been serving them ever since. I have personally helped him collect some of the family's prized relics that you see throughout the area. As you kind of going through the area, you see like a bunch of like display stands with like old pottery, old weapons, tapestries, and paintings on the walls.
Yeah, I did notice he does seem to be quite the collector of ancient artifacts and antiques.
The family always has been a tradition that seems father and son always seem to pass on to each other.
Hmm. Any particular reason why, or it's just a family hobby?
Family hobby.
Victor's going to insight him real quick to see if there's anything more to that.
Okay.
I say just general, like, is he being fully honest, or like on the tin is all that he knows, or what? 22.
Yeah,
Nice.
this is clearly just a family. There's nothing. None of the artifacts here have any like, from what you can see at basic glances, anything malicious or evil or anything like that. It's just family
Well,
stuff collected over the years.
it's more from the point he was directing towards the butler and manservant, and he was
Oh
at
yeah, that's
he's
he.
trying to figure out if it's like not looking for anything sinister, just like is there more to this story than what he's letting on?
Basically, he said the first ancestor saved his life, and he's just been helping them as a butler ever since.
Well, no, I'm saying more in regards to why they're collecting in, why they're collecting so much ancient artifacts.
Like
Like,
I
is
said,
it
it's
just
from what you can tell, it's just really something the family's been doing since they've been around.
okay? So, and as far as he knows, it's exactly what he says on the tin.
Yep.
Okay, okay, like I said. Hmm. I'm assuming he sends like he hires venturing parties, teams of individuals, or archaeologists to gather these things. I suppose.
It all
Which
depended
part?
on which one and which current baron was. Some did the adventuring themselves. Some bought them through deals, trade stuff like that, and some just found what they could when they did. Bought it, traded it, all different through each one. Paul here has been more of a buying them kind of person.
Hmm. Let's see.
As you kind
I
of
just
go ahead.
I would say so. I do suppose that would maybe not through himself, but through family connections to put him throughout some rather interesting characters.
Hmm, I guess so. Yes.
Strange, strange parties and make strange bedfells, all that. Okay, good to know.
As you're saying that, he goes and opens a door. Well, this is the sitting room. Please have a seat. As you see, there's like a couple of really nice couches, chairs. Please refrain from sitting in. He points to the one chair at the end, like this big desk. That is where he will sit when he arrives. Would any of you like some tea?
I wouldn't mind a cup.
Some tea would be lovely.
Sure.
Lyric's already sipping on a cup of tea.
Where did you get that, miss?
Tea room.
What'd you say?
The tea room.
Above game, where did you really get the tea?
She had some from the inn.
Okay. Okay. And what would any of you like with his add-ons?
Just out here, just some honey.
Sugar?
If you have honey and some, if you have any lemon, that would be lovely.
Yes, I should have some of that for everyone. Please, make yourselves comfortable while I fetch the tea.
Maybe will make himself comfortable.
Yeah, basically in this room, because I'm not going to waste doing a perception check on it, you see a few other kind of like older tapestries, couple paintings of what look like a king, but not the emperor. You can do a history check on that though, and a few other like old pots and stuff.
That would be 23.
Oh, are we all doing history?
If you want to, yeah.
Sure. And that, I tell you, is a...
23.
Hey.
Did I match it?
You can get advantage, Nildir.
424.
Because yeah, you recognize this as it looks like when you met him. It looks like what was his name? Here's the second. Up.
Was the King of Dragonsbane?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
What does a natural 20 give me?
Just a second here.
Garbage. Oh.
You get nothing, sir. You lose.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Character sheet.
Let's see why I wrote his name down.
Yeah, basically Nildir, because you recognize him. This looks kind of like Grail Dragonsbane from when you met him during the peace offering, but what was 1,000 years ago. Not him, probably like a son or grandson that looks close enough to him. To one of the kings of there. Everyone else, basically, yeah. Lyric, since you got that nat 20, yeah, this was the Grail Dragonsbane the third king of the kingdom over there. You see Nildir, you also see him carrying the hammer that he used in that fight. That's one of the relics of chaos as well. And he basically, Lyric, you know that he's wielding the ancient hammer that's been passed down from kings there.
Does Victor recognize the hammer?
You would recognize the hammer as well because you saw the current king wielding it in the one time you all met in Chaos's realm.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I have that named here. So many different notes I have to go through here. I'll look it up later when I remember what the thing's actually called. But I remember the Xanatha's one is named Shadow, but
Yeah.
Skull, you get pretty much the same thing I told Victor. You just know that that's
Alright.
the probably one of the kings of Dragonsbane in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Not. Uh, it's not Grail. At least not Grail, the Grail that I knew or had met. Probably a son or grandson because he still has quite a striking resemblance. And he is saying that out loud.
I think I have here, by the way. It's I think the hammer's just called Dragon's Bane. At least that's
I may have been not uncreative with it, possibly.
King of Hormos, Dragon's Bane of Dragon's Bane, the anti-dragon kingdom. That's literally the note I have written down for that.
Well, it's named after him. That's why the kingdom's name is the same. But
Yeah. I think we might well. I think I remember us commenting bit like, yeah, they're very to the point.
The hammer that is soaked devoured the blood of 1,000 dragons.
Yeah.
So this is just his sitting room full of like all of his cool artifacts and stuff, right?
There's a few in here, yeah, but they're sprinkled all throughout the house.
Look at all my cool stuff.
Look at my cool stuff.
The only thing
Behold,
you don't
my
see in here is
stuff.
the only thing you don't see is here is any of his collectible weapons.
Behold my stuff. Yeah, from a fucking Thor. Dude just had a
Right.
pile of random shit.
As you're saying that, the elf butler walks in with a pot of tea and about 3 cups. And you see some honey and sugar on there. Brought you some good Earl Grey tea. As he pours the cups for the 3 of you.
I see honey, I see sugar. Did he remember my lemon?
And there's a lemon there too. I had forgotten about that.
Don't forget the lard.
Ulmer's not here.
Shit.
They changed that to butter in the remake.
I'm gonna presume that I know what you're talking about. Anyway, so that
Baron Paul will be with you shortly.
Good, very good.
Tea, if you sip of the tea, it's made some from really good Earl Grey tea leaves. Victor, you would notice that because you've had ones this kind of tea this good before growing up.
More a fan of Fui Fui coffee, but this is pretty good.
Hmm.
Does remind me a little of home.
It did grow up in a kind of a similar level of home to a Baron, so
Yeah,
I forget which one is the higher Baron, but
Duke is definitely higher than Baron.
so your father would have been better off than this guy.
Yeah.
But he's really the only big name around here, so.
So in effect, it might as well be the same thing, at least as far as these parts are concerned. So, nobles.
If there was a meeting that both of these got called to the capital, your father would outrank him.
Yeah. I would say more to the point of that doesn't mean we're in a place to piss him off.
Yeah.
So Vader's just kind of like sipping tea, taking in just everything, trying to get a beat of like what kind of personality is this guy gonna be like?
As you're sitting there, I didn't mention it, but there's like a bookshelf behind the table where his chair is. As you're sitting there, the bookshelf starts like sliding back and opens, like slides in. And in walks a man. He's in a pretty nice clothing, what you'd consider like higher up. Pretty kind of big. He's bald. Got kind of greenish eyes. He is pale as all hell. Like he's like pasty white skin. You must be Victor and the part of the group that dealt with our worm problem, I take it.
Right.
It's good to meet you. He does kind of come up from under behind the chair and starts like gives you a handshake to each one of you.
Victor will take it and return the handshake. Not firmly, but not like meekly, just kind of very balanced.
Yeah, he gives you a pretty balanced one back.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'd always That worm's been a hassle in my town's side for many, many years. Good to see the thing finally dead. Yes. Good for business. Good for everything.
I would imagine so. I've been hearing quite a talk around town that, as you stated, has been quite troublesome. As, and we figured you might want to know in case there was some sort of reward involved.
So, perhaps before we get to business, I do. I have noticed that you have a quite an impressive collection of antiquities.
Yes, it's been the head of the Rhone family has been quite always been quite fond of collecting relics of the past, antiques, well, pieces of artwork of great historical importance, weapons that killed generals in wars,
Hmm.
everything that's great and powerful belongs to the
Hmm.
Rhone family here.
Well, if I may be so bold as to ask you to hold out your hand, I have a small trinket gift for you to add to your collection.
Ah, I'm quite intrigued. What did you bring me? As he holds out his palm.
Nildir reaches into his pocket and gently and gingerly pulls out the coin and gently sends it down into the Baron's hand. A coin from the beginning, one of the first coins struck in the Empire during the early days, during the first year of the Empire.
Hmm. Let me see. As he kind of goes and sits on his desk and pulls out one of those like little things jewelers put on their eye to look at things to like
I
inspect it. Hmm.
Yeah, jeweler's eyepiece. I know what you're talking about.
Kind of looks at. Yes. This is in great shape for being that old too. And there's the mark of the mint where it was forged. Here. Wow. I don't know where you got this, but yes, this will make a good addition to my collection. I'll have to find a good spot for it later as he kind of tucks it away in one of the drawers of his desk. As he starts pouring himself a cup of that tea, and he just starts plopping sugar cube after sugar cube after sugar cube in it. Or it's almost more sugar than tea.
Yes, I'll
Yes.
take some coffee with my sugar.
Yes. He makes good tea, has my entire life. He's a good man, my butler. So, I should ask, what brings you to my fair city?
Well, mostly treasure hunting, adventuring. I was hoping to see if you happen to have any other work out here that need a certain class of adventurer to handle.
Hmm.
Long story short, we're just looking for not just any old task or job, but anything the Baron might need that only specialists can handle.
And nothing comes to mind that I don't have my guard to deal with myself. At this time, unfortunately. Albeit, if you ever happen to come across any treasure, I will gladly pay you for it if you can bring it here. Nothing in particular I'm looking for at this time, but any historical weapons, old art pieces, pottery that's from old civilizations, I will always take, welcome, and pay as it needs.
And would there be any reward for slaying the particular beast that was tormenting your miners and whatnot that we should be aware of? A token of appreciation, those sort of things.
What were you looking to get? I'll see what I can do for you.
Hmm. That's a good question. That is a good question. See, there's already. They just rightfully should say like any kind of magical artifacts they might want to request or ask sees on hand.
Weapon, 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 weapon.
We already have. Victor already has, well, technically 2 weapons now. You know, I think I'll pass. I think I'll pass many particular requests to my party here. I'm sure they have something they would like.
Very
In other
well, I
words,
will see what if I can get you something to make up for this great deed you did for my city.
Other than that, let's see. I'm trying to be if Victor wants to push the thing he really wants. He really wants to press on his mind.
Quick above game question
Okay.
for you said was it? I believe it was somewhere in this area, perhaps further east or southeast or northeast. But you said there was another temple out roughly in the desert area, if I remember correctly.
That was more toward by Altair.
Okay, I just remembered you had said somewhere east, and I didn't know where that is compared to where we are.
The other thing that's out east is the new fort that's under construction. After that, you start getting into Dragon's Bane, which is currently going too far in there can get you into deep trouble, because there is no passage into there without proper authorization between both kingdoms.
Okay, so that's where the crystal is out in Dragon's Bane.
Yep. Basically,
Got
the
it.
fort is just on the border.
Got it. That's all I needed to remember. I was just trying to remember where exactly where that thing was.
Mountain Blood kind of look around a little bit and ask, do you happen to have any artifacts that could make a person wise beyond themselves?
Let me think of what I have in my collection here. Sadly, nothing comes to mind that I'd be willing to part with at the time.
Okay. I was curious.
Actually, there is something that comes to mind that I've been meaning to look into. Now, we're also kind of looking for something that would help us deal with shapeshifters. Anybody who can take on a form that's not their own.
Ooh.
A way of revealing them would be preferable.
Something that if you could polymorph at will, that'd be cool too.
It's not so much polymorph. You want to deal with people who are
Yeah.
polymorphed. Considering we've had at least 2, 3 people who've done this to us.
So I almost want like a scope of something,
Like something of like true sight, like see-through illusions.
or a lens of some kind.
Yeah. Something hopefully that's not attuned so I can share between the party.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like a lens of true sight or something.
Yeah. Just couldn't think of the exact item on the top of my head.
He kind of rummages around in his desk, pulls out like a monocle on a stick. I do have this gem here. Never been really needed for me around here. One, I can give you this.
If I may, Victor asked to have it passed over for inspection.
Yeah, he hands it to you.
Yep. So from Victor looking over and praising, would this be the genuine Oracle or just a like anything in our contest to see? No, this is in fact magical in nature.
You can just do a quick Arcana check with that.
Hey,
23.
Yep, this is magical.
And how would I activate it if need be? If the needs arises.
Ah, yes, it is called a Gem of Seeing. Once you're attuned to it, you basically have to speak the command word that you have set it up, and it gives you true sight within good distance.
I believe that would suffice. This would be agreeable, yes.
Ah, yes, very well. Then it is yours for dealing with that annoying Halud that has been terrorizing my people for years.
nice.
It's a pleasure doing business with you.
And it is nice to have to deal with a threat to my city without having to lose any of my guards in the meantime. Shame one of that other group that dealt with him that I'll be meeting with later, Jinx, lost one of his men. Sadly, I'll have to compensate them with some straight out of the treasury to his next of kin. But being the leader of a city requires the hard decisions to be made and all that. I'm pretty sure you understand, right?
Indeed.
Absolutely. Heavy is the head that bears the crown, after all.
Yes, I know 4 years ago was quite a tumultuous time for the city. But I had to do what was best for my people at the time.
The best you say. Hey, so I'm assuming that's in regards to the changing of banners, as it were.
Yes.
Basically, it's leading to changing sides. Like he knew which way the wind was blowing.
Yes, I did. And rather than have my city besieged and her people needlessly suffer, I figured it was best to side with the Emperor himself instead, and secretly declared fealty to him and allowed his army to, shall we say, sneak attack my old allies.
All's fair in love and war, after all. And it seems that play was honestly for the best.
Yes, and I let keep my family's name upon the oasis in town. After all, we've managed it for 700 years. We know it better than anyone else. Why let it flow any other way?
Indeed.
If I may be so bold, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you all right? You haven't. We've heard that you haven't left the manor in, believe it was approximately 7 months. In addition to the new policies about near the immediate burning of bodies, and honestly, some sunlight would do you some good.
Oh, yes, I am actually quite alright. It's just that all the deal with the new fort being constructed and the deal with Halud, the worm, being on the rise, and I just been not feeling myself lately. I've been taking some time to sit upon myself and just reflect on my palace for a bit.
Can I insight that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to insight that as well. I was just thinking that.
My insight isn't terribly great.
21.
15.
Okay, Nildir, you can't tell if he's telling the truth or not exactly there. He could be telling the truth. He's been sick. Victor, from looking at the way he's been kind of acting from his weight gain, he probably actually did honestly get sick. But he's not telling the whole truth to you.
Hmm.
I know I hate to make my subjects worry about me, but for my own benefit, I had to lock myself away for a bit.
Doesn't-
As for the bodies, my sickness may have been caused by that corpses being left around too much. So it's just to make sure what I had did not spread.
I'm assuming this is just a passing illness.
Yes, I am quite over it now, but I should be making my approach to the public soon to make sure it doesn't flare up again soon doesn't flare up before I make myself visible to the public again.
Oh, it's good to hear that you're on the mend and that what a refreshing relief that this does not have to do with my brain is not racking for the name. Namek.
Did you say that out loud?
Yep.
Who is this Namek that you speak of? Name I have not heard before.
Quite a troublesome lich.
Lich, you say? I've heard tales of those from my grandfather when I was young before he passed. Here's some necromancers of great power and ill refute. That they feast upon the souls of the living to prolong their life.
That is true, and this one has been around for approximately the past millennium.
Hmm. The amount of souls he may have consumed over that time is probably staggering, I would assume.
It's best to keep an eye out, just an eye and an ear to the ground, because it's not merely him. He also has associates that seem to be causing trouble throughout the kingdom.
Hmm. I should have my guards be wary of that. Well, from what I've heard, they don't take kindly to radiant stuff, as they are an affront to the gods. Make sure to have
Right.
some holy water on me, I guess.
That would help. And Victor will pat one of his pockets that has definitely a glass vial of holy water himself.
Well, I know you guys aren't undead yourselves, so. As he takes a sip of his tea.
Yes, I assume that has something to do with the summons.
Ah, you noticed that, did you?
Yeah, it was a little. Uh, we've the Ted has noticed us with the Arcana and the Divine rather frequently, so it was hard to. It was a little hard to not miss.
Something my grandfather always used to do. I don't know why. I just figured keep the tradition going in case something actually becomes of it one day.
Okay, I
Hmm.
am definitely inciting that. That sounds like a
That
questionable tradition.
sounds like he's hiding something, maybe.
23, 23. So 23.
Anyone else inciting that?
I can try. I'm not gonna hit a 23, but I can try. 11.
Lyric, were you going to try to insight that? Because you haven't been saying much.
My insight isn't as good as what Victor's
Victor?
is.
Did you roll for it, though?
Yes, it did.
What'd you get?
An 8.
8, okay. Because just keep in mind, you could have still beaten what he got, because I rolled deception for him. Okay, yeah. Everyone, Skull, Nildir, Lyric. Yeah, that probably sounds like, because he said his grandfather mentioned liches. Maybe it's something he doing just to be safe, and the father, he was keeping it on.
Mm.
Victor, he's lying through his teeth. He's doing this as himself.
Okay.
Fish is gonna kind of bridge his hands together, like kind of like that kind of was it Mr. This is the Mr. Burns gesture.
Mr. Burns.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So yeah, this I forget what that's actually called, but come come now, Baron, and I'm sure you can share with us. That's exactly. There's more to this than what meets the eye. I'm sure something. I'm sure you could use. Are you sure there's not so many trouble that might again? I offer some specialists might need to deal with. It's yeah. Now he's gonna make a point to the question. He's basically putting a point to the question. So yeah, are you sure that's all there is? Just an old tradition?
Yes, an old tradition. That's all there is to it. Now, if you don't mind, I have business I must attend to before I meet with the other party today, so I will have the butler escort you out.
As you wish.
You have a safe trip back to the capital.
Let's head out of shop. And Victor will take his leave. Thank you for the tea.
As he kind of walks back to the door, the bookshelf opens up and he walks back in there and it kind of closes behind him again. As the door opens, you see that old elf person. Oh, I see your meeting with Paul is done. Please follow this way as I escort you out of the palace.
Victor will follow, and he will be taking note if he takes an alternative means of leaving the building. You know, in case it's different how they walked in.
Okay, yep. He basically, from what you recall, he leads you back out the same way you came in. It wasn't that much of give me a intelligence check.
Don't check your say.
Just Victor.
Everyone can.
Why me?
13.
6.
6.
10.
Wow, everyone did great on that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's just like to say fuck you in particular.
The only person that kind of can figure out what's going on, that Lyric kind of realizes this is kind of a roundabout way to get you to go to where you were from this place. Probably just to escort you through the building to look at all my cool shit kind of thing he's doing. But basically, you realize it's the same path. You see all the same stuff you saw coming in, coming out. Basically, the butler leads you in a way around to show off the collection to the meeting room.
Same expression of power and all the cool nerd stuff I've collected.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nerd tour.
But as he kind of leads you to the door, it opens up. Thank you for coming. I hope you have a nice day. And you hear like something lock as the door closes.
I may be overthinking it because my memory's a bit fuzzy right now, but did we say we came from the capital? Did we expressly say that we came from the capital?
I don't think we did. No.
Because he had said, have a safe trip back to the capital.
Maybe he knew.
So, as Victor's gonna wait till they're out of earshot of the guards before he points out, yeah, that man was lying through his teeth. He's definitely afraid of something.
Something's got him spooked.
As you're walking by the line, you hear some little kid going, "Mommy, when do we get water? I'm thirsty." "Sorry, dear, we gotta wait in line like everyone else. Water rationing and all that."
Think of it. How long did they say the water rationing was going on? It's a desert town, so I know the importance of water rationing, but he's trying to think if there's any other like smaller sources of water that's nearby. Oh, this
How
is like
much you want to
really
bet?
the only one.
How much you want to bet is part of his paranoia and whatever's got him spooked that the Baron is hoarding water?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I was thinking. It's like we have most of the puzzle. I just don't know. I'm just trying to figure out where's our ranging guess outside of town plays into all this.
Give me another intelligence check.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
15.
One more
That's
time.
somewhat better.
Okay,
There we go.
anyone.
Think. Brain blast! No.
Lyric?
That one's slightly better. That's a 16.
Sorry, you cut out. What was that?
16.
16? Okay, so Victor, Skull, and Lyric. You realize that Electra wasn't in that meeting. And you don't see her again.
Hey, hon, she's currently not. I know she's not with us, but she's not been with us the whole time throughout the entire meeting, and to the point where we are now. Correct?
She did walk in the building with you.
Yeah, but I haven't seen her since.
You weren't paying attention. You don't know.
But no, now he's thinking you back.
But she's not here now. No.
No.
She went in with us, but she's not here now, and we didn't see her during the meeting, so she could still be in there.
Yeah, she's probably collecting, probably
Intel.
gathering intel. Yeah, because something stinks about this. It's just he doesn't know.
Mhm.
Near as Victor can guess is that had the water rationing, the raging revenant outside of town. I don't know, the giant warren. They're all connected to back to the Baron, who's probably and possibly back to something during the war. But it feels like there's like one or two pieces still missing. That's
Something
try to
sketchy
figure-
about the Baron, but we don't know what yet.
yeah, because look, there's reasons why people come back from the dead. Usually terrible reasons, but most of them don't just go. Little bouts of revenge is not enough to make someone walk around. How if their last dying wish on earth is to murder a single person. Most people. And it takes powerful magic to even get to that point. So what did the Baron do other than the usual shady noble shit
Mhm.
that could have led to that? There's a library in town, right? There's like a basically somewhere like the garage historical records, or is that all of the Baron?
No, there's a library in town.
Alright, they're just gonna check that out and see. And basically look into from the war going forward, like if about any rebel leaders, any resistance groups. Essentially he's just gonna look at he just wants to get a good idea of what the official record is between then and now. 'Cause I'm sure somebody may have not taken the whole changing of the guard too well. Or at the very least, they don't let the family stranglehold over the only water source in town.
Okay. You head over to the library.
Yes, there's
Very.
yes, he's looking exactly for those facts.
Okay, on your
Alright.
way, you feel another arm wrapper on your shoulder as Electra's walking by you. So I found some interesting stuff in his palace when we were. It's like she's really saying this under her breath. Should go back to the inn and talk.
Mm,
Of course.
that's even more ominous. All right, off to
Oh,
the end.
and on the way back to the inn, Victor. So how was it?
That was what?
Your your little soul call last night. Your little astral projection.
It went pretty well. Found out we have an additional ally in our fight,
Yeah, you were.
and for very personal reasons. I'll explain when we're back at the end.
Sure. Yeah, you were kind of talking in your sleep.
You know how God nonsense goes. But at the very least, this one I can kind of understand as to why.
All right.
So basically, you all meet back up in the inn in one of the rooms you were staying in. As Electra kind of goes, so puts down, sits
One
down.
second.
Okay, go ahead.
We'll sit down. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
This is
So I found something interesting.
just gonna kind of give us a little bubble.
The team huddle bubble.
Okay.
A team huddle bubble, just so it just kind of soundproof the room.
So apparently Paul here had a brother named Vladimir who went missing about 7 months ago.
Hmm.
And I think Paul himself may be the one that killed him and made him go missing. And that is where we're going to end this for the day.